What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of my Hexagon series. In today's double live con will be the final two matches of the Champions League group. Toronto FC will be traveling to Mexico to take on Guadalajara, and then the final match at home versus Aribe Unido. Before we get to those matches, though, we must go over how we've been faring in the league thus far, as well as taking a look at how the other Champions League groups are shaping up, and finally, one little piece of transfer news that will probably benefit us for the future. But let's take a look at the league thus far. And since our last live com, actually, I didn't even go over the previous matches since that, we must go all the way back here to during the Canadian Champions League, or Canadian Champions League, Canadian Championship. And in that time, we played 8 MLS matches. We've won 4, drawn 2, and lost 2. As you can see here, starting off, we faced Vancouver 3 times in a row, twice in the Canadian Championship, and then once more in the league following that. We defeated them 2-0 as Alexis Gomez and Casey Jankovic picking up goals. This was a completely, not completely rotated side, but it was rotated enough to give some players that haven't played much during the season some game time. And we didn't lose a step as, like I said, we scored 2 goals, got roughly the same amount of shots, definitely more on target. Didn't hold on to the ball as much, but in the end, the goals matter. In between the 2 matches against Montreal Impact, we lost against Sporting Kansas City 2-0 at home. Even though we had, I want to say we had a little better time. It's just our strikers were not finding the net as good as Sporting KC were. 16 shots, only 5 of them on target. Possession was pretty much equal. Dave Gatt getting himself injured wasn't all that bad. I believe he was out for a week at this point. But in the end, losing out in a match that I thought we thoroughly bossed is quite disheartening. After that, we drew versus NYCFC 1-1. Zach Strand picking up the first goal in the match in the 71st minute. It was quite back and forth up until then. But then NYCFC picking up the match tire just 11 minutes later. Pretty even in terms of shots, not so much in possession, as NYCFC saw more of the ball, letting them have more chances, but in the end ultimately didn't go either team's way as we only picked up a point. Then we had a nice little run following that as we defeated Columbus 4-0, our quote-unquote rivals, and taking home the Trillium Cup, which essentially means nothing. We defeated them 4-0 as Jean-Jacques Naretz, Alejandro Cordero both picking up goals, and Zach Strand picking up a brace just to sweeten the deal. 26 shots with 12 on target, majority possession. This is the type of performance I've been hoping to see for quite some time, and for it to come in a blowout victory is even better. Then follow that up with a victory versus Real Salt Lake. A Real Salt Lake team that I might add is tanking at the current moment, so defeating them 2-1 was almost expected at this point. Zach Strand and Zivkovic picking up the match winner in the 67th minute. 14 shots, 5 on target, majority possession. Can't really ask for much more than that. The only thing I probably could have asked for was a little better defense to keep the shutout, but you can't win them all. We then drew against DC United 0-0, even though, taking a look at the stats, we probably could have come away with a goal at the very least. 14 shots, 10 of them on target. That just means that their goalkeeper was indeed man of the match, as you can see up here, making 10 saves. Amazing. But, I don't know. That seemed like a match that we could have taken 3 points, all 3 points, and instead only came away with 1. We then followed up that performance with a 1-0 loss to New York Red Bulls, as their only goal scorer coming just on the other side of halftime. Even though we had the majority amount of shots on target and possession, definitely could have been a little better day. Could have at least drawn this one, if not won it. And then finally, the last MLS match to go over is a 4-0 drubbing of Philadelphia Union. Fumasa picking himself up a brace within the first 15 minutes. Benjamin getting on the scorecard for the first time all season just before halftime. And then Dave Jones with the icing on the cake in the 69th minute, capping off the 22 shots, 8 of which were on target, and majority possession. So going by all those results, let's take a look at how the league table is shaping up, and we are still on top of the Supporters' Shield by just 1 point over Montreal Impact, who have slid into second place. And that's because San Jose have been tanking just about as hard as Real Salt Lake have. In their last 4 MLS matches, they've only gotten 1 point. So you can see, I don't see that slide going to continue, but for them to be dropping out of the race with 5-6 matches left to go in the season is rather interesting. But with Montreal and, of course, San Jose, with games in hand, I don't see us staying on top of the Supporter Shield, and with that, I don't see us making it into the Champions League for next season. But only time will tell, and we'll see how that rounds up. Eastern Conference, pretty much the same deal since Montreal is in the same division, 1 point behind us. The next closest competitor, Columbus Crew, who are 8 points behind us. Alright, now let's take a look, probably should go and take a look at the Champions League, and looking at the groups, see who is firmly in control. In Group A, Chivas are sitting up top with Saprissa in second and Alianza in third. In Group B, we have Columbus Crew up there with Herediano from Costa Rica sitting in second. Group C, FC Dallas firmly in control and more than likely going to advance out of that. Group D, and this is where I was saying Real Salt Lake has been tanking for quite a while. Real Salt Lake having 0 points against Tempete from Haiti and Aguila from El Salvador. So them not getting a single point versus either one of them, really telling of how their team is acting right now. But we move on, and Group B has New York Red Bulls sitting on top with a 6-1-1 group. More than likely, they will be advancing out of that. Group F, Cruz Azul leading that with Comunicaciones in second. Could quite possibly challenge for that, but I don't know how Comunicaciones has been playing in their league. Cruz Azul more than likely going to come out of that. Our group, Group G, and then finally Group H, where Club America is sitting up top with 6 points, Alajuelense sitting in second place, and quite easily could be challenging for America there, since I know they are a strong side from Costa Rica. But now we have to focus on our group, as Guadalajara, any non-results to Guadalajara, I guess any non-result being a loss, that's just a fancy way of saying a loss. A loss to Guadalajara means we are tied with them on points. We got to hope that goal difference is in our favor at this point, as then we need to defeat Aribe Unido by a hefty sum if we want to stay in first place. So, let's get to today's matches, shall we? We're going to be traveling away to Guadalajara, and they're going to be coming out with a 4-4-2 with a list of players that are loaned out as well as injuries. I cannot roll with my 4-5-1 this time around, so I will be starting out with a 4-4-2. And the lineup is as follows. Marie in net, Benchimol, Haji, Gat, and Minnie Webster, the back four. The middle four will be Zivkovic, Gomez, Franco, and Tab Yazzie. And then sitting up front we have Dave Jones and Zach Strand. So let's kick off. Let's get a result. If we can draw against them, that would be ideal, because then they need to get a win versus Aribe Unido, and then all I need to do is get a draw versus them to advance. So let's kick off and see what happens. Alright, and we kick off, and both teams will be in the same colors they were last time they played, us in the all reds and Guadalajara in the black, red, and yellow. And already Dave Jones with a shot that just cannons off the top of the crossbar and into the crowd. So already we have a little bit of attacking momentum going our way. Us not playing the 4-4-2 all season, it's going to be quite interesting to see how we actually do, because there's going to be a little bit of formation, I guess you can't say familiarity, unfamiliarity. So we just got to try and fight this out and hope for the best. I'm sure that Guadalajara played 4-4-2 for the majority of their season, so they're pretty familiar with how to line up and play. Gat with a nice tackle, long ball forward to Dave Jones. Oh, I've seen this in my other save. Oh, he was offside? Okay. Now, I've seen this in my other save quite a lot, where my goalkeeper would be running out and then all of a sudden decides to head back to the net because, oh, I'm playing out too far. I need to head back and cover the nets, when he's 2 feet away from the ball. He could easily make a play, stop it, but instead lets the attacker run onto him. So it's very interesting to see that happen on the other side. But I digress. Let's get back into this. 27 minutes gone. We have another attacking chance. Franco passing it forward to Dave Jones, who is onside this time. However, he kicks it right into the Guadalajara keeper. Here we have another attacking chance right through the middle. Beautiful balls playing through the middle. Zach Strand laying it off to Dave Jones, who chips it past the keeper. Now he's onside, and now he gets his goal for the day. Dave Jones puts Toronto FC 1-0 after the half-hour mark. And finally getting a goal after 4 shots, now 5 shots taken. Just before halftime, we have another chance. Benjamin with a weak header. Wasn't ever going in. Good save by the Guadalajara keeper. Still have 1 minute plus whatever stoppage time on the clock. And here we come again. Dave Jones with his pace. Short angle shot. Probably could have laid it off to Zach Strand, but whatever. In the end, it was a good attacking chance. Made the goalkeeper work. And we go into halftime 1-0. If we win here, we automatically win the group and would not have to play a full-strength side versus Aribe Unido. But we can't let up here. Just don't get complacent out there, boys. Let's go and finish the job for the second 45. Seeing that the 4-4-2 isn't all that bad right now, and this is against one of these stronger Mexican sides, too. We may think about using this during the season if the need arises, especially if I don't have any defensive mids to play anymore, or they're all out injured, which I guess would be the same thing. Let's give a little encouragement to the boys. Oh, they have a corner. They have it down in a good spot. Good save by Marie. He was getting blocked out and somehow got his fingertips to it. But it's another Guadalajara corner. Ooh, another fingertip save. Or was it just on the outside of the post? Either way, 2 good sessions there by the goalkeeper, Marie, to keep us in the game and to keep the scoreline as it is. But now it's just about 15 minutes left to go. I'm going to start making some subs. Tab Yazzie hasn't played all that well, so, and Fumasa, who is a left winger, is going to drop down to left mid. Defensively, Jean-Jacques Noret's going to come on for Minnie Webster, and that's going to be it for now. Keep the other sub in my back pocket, just in case there's an injury or something. So, with 15 minutes left to go, all those subs come on. And just need to close them down with 9 minutes left to go. Tighten up. 7 minutes now. And we do have an attacking chance. Jones coming forward. He can lay it off. Does have a couple options, but is taken off the ball. We need some good defense here. We can't let them come on to us right now. Some good pressuring, but they are finding passing lanes. Dave Gatt to Marie. Recycles it up to the center. But they still have the ball. Guadalajara with another attacking chance. It's getting very nervy. Bad pass. Oh, and they finally crack it and even it all up. Guadalajara with a shot from about 20 yards out, maybe 25. Just past Marie's fingertips. And that's... we'll bring on Jankovic for Franco and then tell everyone to push up. Actually, at this point, I'm not going to tell anyone to push up. Because even if we end this in a draw, it still favors us. So I'll play for the draw, and with 30 seconds left to go in stoppage time, just need to hope that they don't score a late winner. A draw will put us on 7 and Guadalajara on 4, which means, like I said, all we need is at least a draw versus Aribe Unido, something that can be easily done at home. And there it is, full time, 1-1. Thanks to a late goal from Guadalajara. Thought we had the win in the bag, but this means that we need to go out and get a result versus Aribe Unido. As you can see right here, that, like I said, that's not going to be hard to do. But we just need to find out how Guadalajara will do, just in case goal difference comes into play. So when we come back, I don't believe there are any injuries from this match for us. But when we come back, we will get Hamzawi back, since he is currently off injured. And we do have an offer for Cordero. Okay, if I can figure out something for... Yeah, it says next available, so it'll be during the off season since the current transfer window is over. And And the reason why I'm trying to get rid of Cordero here, I guess, is because he hasn't been performing well for the better part of a season. And for me to pay designated player money for him to just be average is not becoming of me. I'd rather have somebody that's paid half that and doing just as well, if not better. So Cordero should be gone by the end of the season. We'll see how that plays out, and I'll let you know on any further developments if he gets sold or not. All right, and here we are back for the final match of this group stage: Toronto FC versus Aribe Unido, and apparently we have already qualified for the next round of the CONCACAF Champions League. As you can see, this nice little Q next to our name. And the only thing I can think of that they say that is because instead of going by goal difference, they're going by head-to-head results. And if you recall, yes, we did beat Guadalajara in the very first match of the group stage. Yes, and of course the draw from last time. So we have the edge in terms of a head-to-head, and I guess that's good enough. So this whole final match is completely irrelevant to us advancing or not. So with that in mind, I guess I'm going to be playing a little bit of a rotated squad. Players that are coming in, we have Cordero taking over for Benchimol, Jean-Jacques Neretz coming in because Dave Gatt is out injured due to training. I believe he sprained his calf muscle. Casey Jankovic is going to be coming in for Andres Franco as a little bit of a rotation, and Dave Powell coming up in striker instead of Zach Strand once again for rotation. Fumasa taking over for Zivkovic once again, all rotation. So pay no mind if you want to. This last match is completely irrelevant, but we got to play it anyway. So let's see how we do and try not to get injured. Alright, and here we go for the final match of this group stage. Toronto FC hosting Aribe Unido, and of course the colors reflect that. Well, does Toronto ever play in anything other than red? I don't think so. But here we go. Early on, within the first 3 minutes, we do have an attacking chance from a corner. Yazzie into Jankovic, back heels to Gomez, does have options in front. It falls to Fumasa, who takes a shot and then follows up his own rebound, and Fumasa getting us on the board early, 1-0 to Aribe, or 1-0 to Toronto FC over Aribe Unido. I'm giving Aribe a goal, even though I don't believe they've scored. Well, yeah, I think they have scored at least once during the group stage. They just have a minus 14 goal difference, so it doesn't really matter. But here we come again. Another couple minutes passed, and Minnie Webster up to Yazzie. We're coming again on another solid attack. Jankovic to Yazzie into Fumasa. Fumasa makes it 2 as he bounces it off the goalkeeper's legs. Are they going to give it to him? Yeah, there it is. It's official. 2-0 Toronto FC, and it feels like it's just going to be piling on the pressure in a match, like I said, that doesn't really matter in the long run of the group stage, as we've already qualified. 14 shots, 9 of them on target. Just at the half-hour mark, Aribe Unido have yet to take a single shot. I'd like to see the stats on where the ball was played for most of this time, because it just looks like we're going to pout on Fumasa. Fumasa almost with his hat trick. The ball then falls to Dave Jones, and he makes it 3. And like I said, this is just a tune-up. Fumasa trying again for his hat trick, and there it is. Off of a free kick, Fumasa with a hat trick. And it's just complete and utter domination of Aribe Unido right now. Going into halftime, 18 shots to Aribe Unido finally getting a single shot on the board, but this match is all but over. I'm just going to keep it rolling. There's no need for me to talk to him. We've already qualified. The only thing that matters now is to see who are we going to draw in the next match in the quarterfinals. That's where the stress is going to come from, is who are we going to draw? Alright, might as well finally make some subs out there. Benchimol is going to come in for Neret. And we will throw Zach Strand out there for Dave Powell. And finally, Andres Franco is going to come in for Tab Yazzie. 17 minutes left on the clock. All 3 subs made. Just letting this clock run out on a nice solid victory, a nice dominant victory over a team we should be winning against in the first place. And time's just ticking away. There's not much more action left. 2 minutes of stoppage time come and gone. And with about 10 seconds left in this match, we can close the book on a solid 4-0 victory and a group stage victory that'll see us moving on to the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals. 4-0 at full time. Absolutely pleased with the performance all around. And now we just need to take a look and see who all the other group winners are, so you can see who we might be facing. So let's take a look at the stages, and as you can see, the results. Chivas have won Group A, Columbus Crew in Group B, FC Dallas in Group C, Tempete from Haiti have won Group D. Real Salt Lake finally getting points on the board, but too little too late. New York Red Bulls winning Group E, Cruz Azul taking Group F with ease, and finally down Group H, Club America from Mexico. So just looking at it, we have 1, 2, 3 Mexican teams, 1 Haitian team, and then the other 4 coming from the MLS. So let's take a look. When is the group draw supposed to take place? I guess it takes place the same day, because I'm not seeing any I'm not seeing any quarterfinal draws. So I will come back when I find out when we're going to get our group draws. So sit tight, and we'll see you back for the group draw. Hey guys, after further review, apparently the group draw, or not group draw, I keep saying group, I mean the quarterfinal draw will not take place until the start of the next MLS season, roughly around the end of February. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the league table. And as you can see, with 1 match left to go, we are currently sitting in 2nd place. What that means is, since Montreal Impact have already qualified for the next CONCACAF Champions League, yes, they'll win the Supporters' Shield, but that placement goes to the next team that has not automatically qualified for the CONCACAF Champions League. So by default, as you can see, San Jose are 4 points behind us. They can't jump into 2nd place. By default, Toronto FC have found themselves qualified for the following season's Champions League. So we get it by default. We didn't win a single thing to get to it, but I'll take it anyway. So with that in mind, I guess count ourselves lucky. We actually get to continue on in the competition. But when we come back, I'm not going to do the MLS Cup this time. I'm just going to do a season roundup, season review, and just basically go over all the transfers that will happen or may have happened already. So when we come back, it'll be the 31st. It'll be the 31st of December. We may have the December waiver draft already gone, but there's nothing left to do for this season. Yes, we still have Chicago. Yes, we still have the MLS Cup, but I don't feel like that's the main focus of this save right now. It's currently the CONCACAF Champions League. So when we come back for the next episode, it'll be off-season time. It'll be transfers. It'll be anything and everything related to how can we build upon this squad. So until next time, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.